Thank you to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring today's video. Hello, and welcome to the first episode of a new series where I'll be designing and building Lumi Island from scratch. I've decided to go with a meadowcore theme for this island with a hint of rustic town vibes. In this episode, we'll be designing and building a grand entrance with a magnificent view for Lumi Island. I've already found some amazing custom design codes to fit the vibe, and you can grab all of them from my Pinterest board, which I've linked in the description. Okay, so I need to tell you something before we get into building this island. I have been on a journey lately. Imagine this, I'm snuggled up in my gaming chair, cozy blanket in hand, lots of yummy snacks, ready to binge watch my new favorite anime, and boom, it's not available in my country. Absolutely heartbreaking, right? Well, here comes Surfshark VPN, today's sponsor, and my new streaming savior. Surfshark VPN is like the magic wand of the internet. It keeps your online identity safe by encrypting everything you do online, so you're protected from cyber baddies, and it lets you change your virtual location so that you can access content from anywhere in the world. For me, it's been a total game changer. Now I can finally watch all the Netflix anime libraries. It's super easy to use, it works on unlimited devices with just one account, and it even blocks annoying ads and trackers. Surfshark has over 3,200 servers in 100 countries, so no matter where you are or where you want to be, they've got you covered. Head to surfshark.com/tiger for a special Black Friday deal. Get 4 extra months free. Plus, there is a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you've got nothing to lose. Big thanks to Surfshark for keeping me cozy and connected. Now let's get back into Lumi Island. Terraforming is one of those things that's either super satisfying or borderline torture, depending on how ambitious you get. And let me tell you, I was very ambitious with this entrance today. My big idea was to create a tiered entrance where visitors climbed 2 staircases to reach this magnificent view at the top. It's a bold start, I know, but I wanted the entrance to feel impressive right from the moment you stepped onto Lumi Island. The first thing I tackled was building the base cliff, which was huge. It wraps around the plaza and even connects to the river on both sides of this main chunk of my island. I wanted it to feel natural but also slightly symmetrical, enough to make it visually satisfying without feeling too rigid. I expanded the cliff bit by bit, filling in the middle until it started to take shape. Honestly, this took ages, but seeing everything come together was so worth it. Once the base cliff was done, I did add 2 third-level cliffs on top. The first one is aligned with the entrance for that double staircase that's gonna lead to the view. It's a pretty symmetrical shape, which I thought added a nice focal point. The second third-level cliff is off to the left side near the plaza, which I'm saving for another build later. And did I mention I spent 2 hours on this only for the footage to get corrupted? Yep, I had to destroy literally everything and start over, so this is actually the second version of this that you're seeing. It was very painful, but honestly, it turned out better the second time, so I'm not even mad. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had to redo an entire build or honestly anything like that. It's character building, right? You should spare 1 like for my suffering, please. I used 6 inclines just in today's build. Yes, I said 6. I know, that's over half the island's limit, but honestly, I regret nothing. I wanted this entrance to feel grand and interconnected, so the inclines were just non-negotiable. I placed the double staircases right at the entrance, and for all of these inclines, I am sticking with the white plank ramps. I thought they were perfect for the meadowcore vibe. They're simple, they're clean, and they blend perfectly with the green and white palette that I'm going for with this island. I added 2 inclines on either side of the cliff, which both lead to the island's river mouths that already have bridges that cross over the rivers. I also added a staircase descending into the plaza and one going up to the cliff that overlooks the plaza. Again, we'll be decorating all of that in a later episode. P.S. You should subscribe so you don't miss the later episodes. Let me just say, managing this many inclines is no joke. Between funding them with bells and time traveling to get every single incline built, I think I've literally aged a decade. Now that the terraforming and all 6 inclines were in place, it was time to turn this blank canvas into something magical. Decorating is my favorite part of any build. It's where the island really starts to feel alive. I decided to begin with the small entryway area, the first thing that visitors will see when they arrive on Lumi. I kept this area simple and inviting. I added some garden lanterns and topiaries on either side of the incline to frame the stairs and provide a warm welcome. On the left side of the stairs, I started with a mushroom partition. It's one of those items that just like instantly adds charm. And then of course there's Rowdy. Rowdy is this little bunny that I placed here, and honestly he's already the unofficial mayor of Lumi Island. On the right side, I built a small pond with a waterfall cascading down from the cliff above. At first it felt a little disconnected and awkward since the waterfall was literally coming from nothing. So I did go back to the top cliff and I carved out a narrow stream that flows into the river nearby. Now it definitely feels more like a natural water feature, and the sounds are so calming. The stream did end up creating this natural divide between areas, which helped me decide how to tackle the rest of this build. The next spot I decided to work on was this small patch of land on the right side of the stream near the staircase that led down to the river and a bridge below. For this area, I went all in with flowers, literally covering every space. I did add a couple of shrubs and 2 small hardwood trees for some balance. One of these trees shades this adorable little reading nook where I placed a tiny blanket, a leaf stool, and a tiny little pocketbook item. I think it was such a cozy detail. It looks like someone just stepped away for a moment to grab some more tea. I don't know, I just thought it was so cute. Next, I worked on one of my favorite parts of this build, a hidden picnic area tucked inside of a field of wheat. I carefully placed the wheat field to create tall grass like surrounding the space, leaving just enough room inside for a blanket and some picnic items. I even added a tree for some shade and a little wooden plank pathway that led into the area. It's kind of like a secret hideaway, perfect for a lazy afternoon, and Julian was spotted chilling here later, so I think it's safe to say that this area was a success. Once the picnic area was mostly done, I stepped back to the main entryway to add a brick road path. This path leads from the top of the first incline to the bottom of the second incline, and it also connects over to the plaza staircases. I wanted to bring some structure to this part of the build, so the brick path just felt like a good choice. To make the path feel even more alive, I decorated with some tall topiaries on either side, and I scattered some small details around like a scooter, a pile of leaves, and these 2 Turkey Day garden stands that I placed some candles on top of. I felt like these little touches add so much personality and they really help tie the whole space together. Next, I decided to focus on the transition area between everything that we've worked on so far. Here I just added a mix of fencing, some grass pathing, more flowers and shrubs, and one of these party light archways to mark the entrance to the Wheatfield picnic area. That way it was like a little bit more obvious that you could go in there and there was something like within all of the wheat fields. Now let's go to the top of the second incline, the 3rd level cliff that's going to overlook the magnificent view that we'll build next. I added a winding wooden plank path down the middle, leading from the top of the staircase to the edge of the cliff. Here I placed a tourist telescope so that visitors could get the best views. Usually I rely on trees to add height and texture to my builds, especially on the higher cliff levels, but this time I decided to cover this entire cliff with flowers only. I feel like it will make the island feel more like rolling hills and meadowy. I used equal amounts of each flower type and I placed them so that no 2 of the same flowers were right next to each other. Okay, quick life update while I'm placing these flowers. I finally started watching anime after all these 24 years of living, and wow, you guys, I have been missing out. I fell completely in love with Attack on Titan and Levi Ackerman. He's literally perfection. Like, I'm actually getting a tattoo of Levi on December 13th. Yeah, it's that serious. I'll update you in the next video on how that turns out. I've also watched Jujutsu Kaisen, which was amazing, but I need more recommendations, so if you're an anime fan, drop your favorites down below. I need to know what to watch next. One detail that I was very happy with is the seating arrangements that I added to this cliff. Using 2 garden benches, I placed them back to back in the middle of the flowers on either side of the path. It's a simple design, but I think it feels so cozy and unique. Now let's move on to the star of the show, the magnificent view that I've been referencing this entire video. This area is below the 3rd level cliff that we just decorated so that visitors can look down and take it all in. I wanted to create something simple yet striking, so I decided on a large field with diagonal rows of shrubs and flowers. To keep things visually interesting, I alternated between the green mums, shrubs with no flowers, and white plumeria shrubs that were in bloom. I've seen a ton of Animal Crossers attempt similar field designs, and I was really happy to finally build one myself. I learned the hard way that it's better to place the flowers first and then add the shrubs. Trust me, it saves so much time and frustration. I also included a windmill in the corner. I love this item because it adds movement and I think a touch of whimsy. I placed a few garden lanterns and wheat fields around the edges of the field to kind of frame it and create a natural border. That way it could be kind of like separated from whatever I decide to build next to it later. And with that, the build was finished. So here it is, the final walkthrough of today's build. I love how each area has its own unique vibe, but they all flow together to create this cohesive entrance. From the welcoming lanterns and the lush flowers at the entryway, to the cozy picnic area hidden in the wheat fields, to the magnificent flower field below the overlook. Every part of this build just feels so full of life. Can you tell that I'm proud of it? I think my favorite part definitely has to be the picnic spot. It's just so tucked away and peaceful, but the view from the 3rd level cliff is a close second. I love how you can look down and see the flowers just stretching out below. It's such a satisfying view. Lumi Island is already starting to feel like the dreamy meadowcore escape that I envisioned, and I can't wait to keep building it and sharing it with all of you. Thank you again to Surfshark for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get an amazing discount. Also, a very special thanks to our channel members. I appreciate each of you so much, and if you'd like to become a member to get some awesome emojis and badges, click the join button below to learn more. And with that, I will see you all next time. Bye! Thanks for watching!